Okay, I'm going to walk us through the exam procedure. So the principle here is to try to make the exam as much like an in-person exam as possible for you remote students. So we'll be doing it using Zoom. You'll have the written exam, which I'll tell you how you get that, but you've seen a sample exam already. So there's a cover sheet. Make sure you put your name and your section. If you're remote, you're probably section 2. So put your name and section on the cover sheet. Then there's the equation sheet. You do not need to print out the equation sheet beforehand. You need to have it up on your computer. It will be provided with the exam, and then the problems for the exam itself. So you will enter the Zoom session just as you do now when you watch the class synchronously at 9:40 a.m., in this case on a Monday morning. So you'll enter plenty of time before then, so you have your Zoom session all set up. And then once you are in, you want to make sure that you're muted as usual, but your video needs to be on. So if you don't have a built-in web camera in your computer or your tablet, you'll need to have a webcam so that I can see you. We'll talk more about that in a minute. So mute the audio and video on. Exactly at 9:40 a.m., the exam will be available to you to view on Blackboard. So you'll go into the same folder where the sample exam is, the equation sheet is as it currently is right now. So that's in the assignments, and then exam resources folder will be clearly labeled, all caps, exam number 1 with October 5th, the date. So you'll be able to see it. So you'll see the exam, you'll bring it up in Blackboard. You don't need to print it out or anything, just view it on your Blackboard screen. And then during the exam, you will have obviously then 2 things open. You'll have your Blackboard access to the exam itself, as well as the Zoom session will be continued throughout the exam. The main point of the Zoom session is 2 things. One is so that I can see you and taking the exam, and then secondly, so that you can ask any questions that you have, which will be done through chat, through private chat. So you'll privately chat me through Zoom. So you can, in chat, you can choose everyone, which is what we normally do, but during an exam, you'll want to ask just me the questions, so you'll privately chat me, and I'll respond to you. If it's a question that everyone should hear the answer to, then I'll put it out publicly. So keep the chat window open in Zoom, check it periodically so that you know what's going on there. The exam will finish at 10:55 a.m., same as the normal class, so it's a 75-minute exam. You need to stop taking the exam at 10:55. I'll do the same for the in-class students, of course. And then here's the fun part. So once the exam is over, you will use probably your phone to scan in the exam. So I use Genius Scan, but there's other phone-based scanning apps. If you want something that's easy, free, try it out beforehand, make sure it works smoothly, because you want to do this fairly quickly. I'm going to give you 5 minutes, should be plenty of time, 5 minutes, so basically until 11 o'clock, to scan in the exam. You'll still be in the Zoom session. Scan in the exam page by page, assemble it into one PDF file, and then you'll upload that. There'll be a dedicated folder right underneath the exam itself. There'll be a dedicated folder where you can upload the exam. So you can do that from your phone directly. You can email the scanned file to yourself, send it to yourself, and then upload it from your computer. However you want to do that, that's fine. You'll have about 5 minutes, maybe a little bit more if necessary, but try to be able to get that done as quickly and as smoothly as possible. Then once you've uploaded your exam, then you can leave the Zoom session. All right, so don't leave until you've uploaded your exam. Now, the exam workspace, this is the other fun part. So the Zoom has 2 purposes. One is so that I can see you, that's the main purpose, but also so you can ask questions. Now I'm using my laptop right now, just like you'll probably be doing on Monday. And so the idea will be, I need to be able to see you and your workspace. Now, obviously, I can't see all of you. You're not gonna be like this taking the exam. So, but I need to be able to see your workspace where you have your paper that you're writing on. writing out the solutions. You need to be able to see the problems, so I understand that. So you're just going to do the best you can so I can see your workspace. Obviously, I don't need to read your paper. That's not the point. I just want to be able to watch you taking the exam. Your phone should be face down on your workspace. So I should be able to see it. It should be visible in the Zoom window, but it should be face down. There's no reason to use it until 10:55, the exam's over, you'll get your phone, you'll start taking pictures of your exam sheets, assembling them, but I can see you doing all that with your phone, and that's fine. But during the exam, the phone should be visible within the workspace, visible on the Zoom video. You'll have your calculator. I don't have my calculator here with me. It's at home right now, but you'll have your calculator. Everything that you're using for the exam should be visible. So basically your calculator and things you're not using like your phone, as well as the paper that you're working on. Okay, so that's the basic idea. Now again, I want to be able to see as much of you as I can and as much of your workspace as I can. As you can see right now, you know, this is fine. You can't see the whole paper. You can't see the whole phone, but you can see what I'm doing with the paper. You can see what I'm doing with the phone. And I can see, you can see me. So that's really the idea. If there's any issues with that, then I'll ping you during the exam. I'll be watching. And again, the idea here is that this is as much like an in-person exam as possible. I'm not going to be looking over your shoulder at your paper, but I can see you taking the exam. I can see the things that you're using while you're taking the exam. Okay, so that'll be the idea. And if there's any questions about that, just let me know.